Jackman, Maine sits amid hundreds of miles of snowmobile trails. The trails are surrounded by Maine wilderness, and it is common to see wildlife all around.
But a beagle all by itself when it's 0 degrees out, that is uncommon. News Center Maine's Griffin Stockford shared the tale of Ryder's remarkable rescue.
As anyone who's ever had a beagle or hunted with one knows, once they get on a scent, it can be very hard to pull them off it.
Everybody has that story, for sure. And I know some stories that have turned out really bad, and I'm really glad, and very appreciative to anyone who had anything to do with getting them home.
Bill Gilbo owns the Jackman Motel and 13 beagles. 5 of them joined him for a New Year's Day rabbit hunt. But when it was time to head home, his best dog, Ryder, was nowhere to be found.
As one of the guys hunting with me said, it was like the perfect storm. It was getting colder, the wind was getting worse. I lost tracking, I couldn't track them, and it was brutal, and it just kept getting colder. And the wind blew so hard I couldn't tell, we couldn't see track.
Gilbo and others searched for Ryder for 3 frigid days, still no sign. Until, about 30 miles out from Jackman, he miraculously caught the eye of Yamaha Dave, a well-known local snowmobiler.
And the dog's 30 yards out in the clear cut, so he's in the deeper snow, and I'm like, who'd be hunting their dog today? It's 0. I was cold. So I'm like, well, so I whistled to the dog. He stopped, but he didn't see me. And I whistled again. He turned around, he looked at me, but he looked confused, and I could tell. I mean, I'm a dog guy. So he comes to the trail, and I'm like, oh, great. I'll just stand right here and let him come to me. And I thought he was going to come to me. He went right around my legs and literally tried to climb on my snowmobile. He was whimpering, crying. He had snow on his snout, his head, frozen on the back of his neck. So I knew something was wrong because it's just too cold for that stuff. And you could tell his stomach was caved right in. I'm thinking, geez, this dog has been out here a little while, at least maybe starving. That's all I was thinking, And
Yamaha Dave knew he had to get the dog warm and tried to zip Ryder up in his jacket, but the zipper didn't go all the way up. There wasn't enough room inside for both of them.
And then all of a sudden, Jeffrey Massey comes up the trail with his buddy there, and they drive by, and they looked at me kind of funny because I'm hunkered down. And I got the dog in here. I can't wave to them. Just kind of gave them a nod, and they stopped 30 feet up the trail. I could hear them. What's going on over there? Anyways, with that guy who was huddled down by the sled. I could hear him talking. Finally, I hollered out to them because they started walking up to me, and they kind of looked at me. You all right? And I'm like, I got a dog. And they're like, what?
And it was shaking like I've never seen a dog shake before. The thing was literally looked half frozen, you know what I mean? And it was kind of coming back around, I guess, but you could tell the dog's been through a lot.
Fortunately, Massey had an extra snowmobile jacket they could use to wrap Ryder up.
And Dave is like, oh, I don't want to take your jacket. I'm like, that's the least I could do. I mean, I love animals. I have a dog of my own. I do anything for a dog, So the decision was simple at that point. I'm like, I'll just catch up with you in the future sometime and you can get the jacket back to me.
The decision to save the dog was simple, but getting him 30 miles back to Jackman on a snowmobile was not.
I know it sounds opposite of what you think, but faster you go, the more workout you're getting. You stay warm, but when you got to drive with one hand like this the whole time and not move, it's a long ride. Took me, what would have normally taken me 35, 40 minutes, took me about an hour and 45 minutes to get out of there.
Meanwhile, Jeff Massey sped home and posted a photo he took of Dave and the dog to Jackman Facebook forums in hopes of finding the owner.
I know a lot of people up in the area and stuff like that. I'm like, somebody's got to know this Yamaha Dave guy. I mean, how many guys are wandering around named Yamaha Dave, So that's why I posted it.
By the time I got to town, and just blowing up everywhere, and I'm like, what the, how do these people even know this? I'm not even out of the woods. You know what I mean? I'm making them on my own. I'm going to go to town. I'm going to go to the local store because I know everybody in there. I'm going to say, listen, who's missing a beagle in town? That's what my plan was. So, but then I realized how cold the dog was and I was. So we'll go to my camp first. I'll get my truck and I'll come back in the town. And that's when everybody's like going off. I'm like, how did anybody know this stuff? And then my daughter's like, Dad, they got pictures of you. I'm thinking, how do you get a picture of me 30 miles out in the middle of the woods? I didn't know that Jeff Massey took a picture. I really didn't. I started laughing. I go, wow, he was all over that, wasn't he? Which was a nice picture. I thought it was great, but it just blew my mind because I'm like, huh? You know, what are you guys doing? Not even out of the woods yet. You know?
Ryder finally made it home, about 3 pounds lighter than he was when he went missing, and it was an emotional reunion.
Our son is the nicest young man that I've ever come into contact with, and it's not just because he's my son. Everybody knows Wesley. Everybody loves Wesley because he's always happy. But yeah, he as soon as he got him, he started crying. He loves them all like I do, except he's super emotionally attached to his baby. He was crying. I told him, relax. He's home. He'll be fine.
But he's very emotional at the time, and I don't blame him. I was almost crying watching him take the dog. So, because I'm a dog guy. So I was like, wow, that's the reaction I want to see, you know? Not, yeah, get in the truck, dog. You know, where you been? That you never know. Some people will like that, you know. I don't treat my dogs that way, but you know, he was very happy. I mean, I thought he was going to squish the dog, trying to hug him to death. I'm like, yeah, easy. The dog's a little fragile right now, you know. It was, and I was like, all right, it's not my dog. I can't say nothing, you know. But yeah, it was a good ending. I mean, the people in town were happy about it too. So,
Jackman's a small community. Anytime anything bad happens, this town pulls together like no other town that I have seen. But a lot of small towns in Maine are like that. You don't even have to like someone to help them out if the cause is right. It's a nice feeling. It really is.
I got emotional even just watching the story.
I was just going to comment, a whole range of emotions watching that.
Yeah.
Plenty of moments to chuckle, but tugs at the heartstrings.
Griffin Stockford reporting there for us.
Thanks for that, Griffin, and thanks to everybody who helped out there.